There's wet brining and there's dry brining. So now we're going to look at the dry brining. Always weigh the vegetables after you've washed, peeled and prepared them. Here you can see that it does make a difference, and here in this case it makes 139 grams of difference. The dry brining ratio that we are using is 22 grams of salt per 2.3 kilograms of vegetables. Convert the kilograms of veggies into grams. That would be 22 grams of salt that we are using per 2,300 grams of vegetables. Let's make it even smaller. For every 23 grams of veggies, we are going to use 0.22 grams of salt. You take the weight and you divide it by 23 and you times it by 0.22. Okay. And then you get the grams of salt that you should use. To make it easier, I used a ratio of 10 grams of salt per kilogram of veggies, and if you work it out like that, that would have given us about 9 grams of salt, which is not very far from 8.6 grams of salt. This method works for me every time and I don't have any problems with it. Or if you want to be more precise, you can use the other ratio of 22 grams of salt to 2.3 kilograms of vegetables. Wet brining is different. You use water. You're going to use your brine calculator that I gave you to calculate this. Most of the time with wet brining we are using a 2% brine, and it's easy to calculate it. For every 1 liter of water, you simply use 20 grams of salt. That would give you a 2% brine. It's 1,000 milliliters of water times 0.02, and that would give you 20 grams of salt per liter of water. Now, what if you want to make a 3.5% brine? And you use the same calculation. Use 1,000, which is the water, times 0.035, and that gives you 35 grams of salt per liter of water, and that is a 3.5% brine. And if you want to make 1.5 liters of 5% brine, then it's 1,500, which is 1.5 liters, times 0.05, which is 5%, and that equals 75 grams. And that would be 75 grams of salt per 1.5 liters of water is 5% brine. So that's how you calculate it. As easy as that. Take care and enjoy.